When I was 13 or 14 years old, doesn't really matter specifically when. What does matter is that it was over 30 years ago. There was a commercial that I saw, and it was directed by Spike Lee. It was for Levi 501 jeans. Back then, they had a campaign that said, "What will you do with your Levi 501 jeans? Your button fly jeans." And in this specific commercial, Spike had traveled to Pamplona, Spain, to compete in the running of the bulls. And I knew at that point in time, I want to do that. I didn't know what a bucket list was, but that became the first item on my bucket list. Now, if you're not familiar with the running of the bulls, in Pamplona, Spain, it's a part of the feast of San Fermin, who was a Catholic saint. He was martyred somewhere in the ballpark of the year 200. He was beheaded. And so in Spain, during the feast day, during the festival, they wear these red handkerchiefs around their neck, which are supposed to symbolize his martyrdom. All these centuries later, I'm sure nobody knows or cares, but it's what they do, it's tradition. It's a 9-day festival, and they run the bulls every morning at 8 a.m. They have 12 bulls that are released, 6 steers and 6 fighting bulls. And all of these runners who are dressed in all white with their white handkerchiefs and their red handkerchiefs and their red sashes, they run at the sound of a horn. And about 5-10 seconds after they start, another horn sounds, and here come these 12 bulls. And it's about a quarter-mile sprint from the start to the bullfighting arena. Your mission as the runner is to run as fast as you can and not get gored, trampled, impaled, or otherwise have something terrible happen to you. They say that if you've completed a good run, you can feel the bull's breath on your legs. These bulls, of course, have only one mission, which is to go as fast as they can to the arena, where ultimately they will face a matador and they will be put down at the end of the fight. There are a lot of people that say it is inhumane to the animals. I'm not going to disagree with that. I still want to do it. I want to be on those streets where centuries of individuals have run. I want to feel the dirt that has so many centuries of tradition. I want to feel the breath of that bull on the back of my legs. But there's a lot that's different now than when I was 13 or 14 years old. When I was that age, I was still scared to talk to girls. Now I have a beautiful wife and 7 wonderful children, otherwise known as responsibilities. If something happens to me, there could be complications, problems. Back then, I played baseball religiously. I was a leadoff batter. And if you know anything about baseball and the leadoff batter, you're probably got to be fast because you got to get on base quickly and you're going to steal quite a bit. I'm not fast anymore. My joints are held together by tiddlywinks and silly butt. But it doesn't matter. That is still the first thing that was on my bucket list. And it's still something that I have promised myself I am going to cross off. I am going to be there and I am going to participate. Because at the end of the day, in this one life that we have, in the short time that we get to be a part of this universe, it will be much better to have participated in the thing than to be standing in a room of people reminiscing about the commercial you saw that introduced you.